Alright, hello and welcome to another video by the Casual NFL Fan, same name on Twitter and stuff. Like and subscribe. Let's talk about JT Tuimoloau, which I'll just refer to him as JTT because I might mess up his name a couple times. And this video's a bit stretched out. Don't worry, I had to fit it to the screen. But I just want to talk about him a bit as a pass rusher and just get into some stuff about usage and interesting stuff about D-line evals. I always think there's issues with some D-line evals where I don't think people consider your role enough in the pass rush, or how you, like, where you line up, what you're playing, what you're reading. There's a lot of stuff to it, but made some interesting data though. Whoa. Here we go. This is regular season. What I did was I watched every pass rush snap between Jack Sawyer and JTT, but I tried to do actual pass rushes, so I didn't include screens or RPOs or play actions, but legit play actions with legit run actions. It was like a play action on like 3rd and 7, but you're still getting to like slides, protections or whatever, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna include that still. But for the wins, that one was very subjective. It's hard to make it consistent because I didn't want to do the PFF thing, like, oh, if you win in 2.5 seconds, because it does depend on the set, the angle you take, the QB drop, depends on a bunch of things. And you could technically beat the O lineman but still get driven upfield, which means you didn't fully beat them. So stuff like that, which was more of an issue with one of these players. But yeah, just gonna focus on JTT mainly, who I don't think gets talked about as often. But it was just more like, if you win, beat your guy, and it depended on the set. So if it was more quick game stuff or like 3-step drop or whatever, if you beat the O lineman and got to a point to where you could hit the QB or affect them, I would count it as a win. Or if it was a deeper drop, then it's easier to call a deeper drop a win. Once they beat the O lineman, it's harder to get driven outside of the QB versus more quicker game stuff and shorter drops. So you can't make it a consistent process. It's tough to do, but try my best. And as for the roles, I just included the plays where they were given a true one-on-one, or what looked like a one-on-one, where they're just able to tee off. It's kind of hard to tell. It's a bit, it does take more guesswork and a containing on a pass rush, which is easier because a lot of early down stuff, or if you see them run a stunt or a blitz, they could be containing. For the one-on-ones, I just counted it if they teed off, like they just got off the ball, try to work a pass rush move, like you could tell they're trying to just get off the ball, tee off, beat the lineman in front of them. And I counted it more on more like 3rd and longs or passing situations, and if someone was holding the guard next to him. So if you had like a 3-tech, but the 3-tech's not really trying to win, or if you see him try to work in the A gap to pull the guard away from the tackle versus edge matchup, or if you have the linebacker over the guard, so that way the guard can't just help out inside right away, just stuff like that, where if I see, okay, like they're trying to get the guard's attention to get this one-on-one matchup, and I counted that. And then looper and crasher on stunts to see how often they were used. And I think the data's pretty interesting from watching them. So from their defense, generally Jack Sawyer played over right tackles and on the right side, whereas JTT played over left tackles more. So you might see, oh, Jack got more one-on-ones. I don't think they're trying to force him getting more one-on-ones. It didn't feel that way. It felt more like they gave more, or tried to create more one-on-ones with JTT. I think Sawyer got more natural one-on-ones because with the way they kind of played, they had a 3 tech over Jack Sawyer's side more, whereas JTT had more of a 1 tech on his side. So what that does is, which now let me pull up the video. Let's talk about football once it loads up. All right, cool. Oops. Let me just get rid of some of the care about you. Okay. Oh, wrong one. But so what I mean is, maybe this one will show it. Yeah, so like you have a 3 tech on Sawyer's side. It happens a lot. Whereas you get more of a 2i or 1 tech on JTT's side. And I think they trust JTT more as a run defender, because he's able just to play gap and a half pretty well. Whereas Sawyer's kind of more of like that Leo rusher, backside end, weak side end, play that more. And there's a lot of games where they force JTT over the weaker tackle. As with Sawyer, they never really, it doesn't feel like they're forcing him over one-on-ones. You just got him. It was kind of just different. But anyways, you have that, stunts. And with the stunts, like for Sawyer, I don't think he was necessarily good on stunts. I just think they ran them to free him up. Just because he has a 3 tech on his side. So usually offenses slide away. And every time they ran stunts, you just get man-to-man protection from the O-line. So easier for Sawyer to win. Because the O-linemen, they're not really good at picking up stunts, especially if they're on the man side. So I don't think it's him just being good on stunts as much as a situation. Alright, and now we're going to get into the playoff ones. This one might be a little fuzzy, but had to stretch it out. So I did before his injury and then after his injury. I didn't label it great, but the one thing that was kind of stark was JTT was still winning a good amount. Like, he was going off in the playoffs. Whereas with Sawyer, I know he had that good game against Texas, but I mean, to be fair, anyone could have beat Cam Williams that day. It was pretty bad. But for JTT, same thing with the containing. Even though he won a lot as a container, I don't think they were one-on-ones, because same issue. You have a 1 tech, no one's just really holding the guard. It's not a true one-on-one, because the guard could hop out inside, but he was still just teeing off and just beating dudes. And you can see in the playoffs, like, even after his injury, they still put him over the weaker tackle, which if it was on Sawyer's side, you just see JTT line up over the right tackle on passing downs. Happened a lot in the Notre Dame game and in the Oregon game, like when they just put him over there on the weaker tackle side. And in the Texas game, like even after his injury, when he came back in the second half, they did put him over Cam Williams a few times, especially in like 3rd down situations and situations where you kind of just needed a pass rush. They had him over there, which was interesting. You could just tell Ohio State saw him as their best player. Hope this one's not too blurry, but I put their move sets, which is kind of cool to see, like the moves that they use. So JTT, when they're winning outside of tackles, I also put their wins too, and then playoffs before and after injuries. But their main plan for rushing outside or a C-gap player, or Sawyer, more of the side scissors, which is like a double swipe, but you're aiming for inside both hands or matching hands. And then Sawyer like to use a chop, where he's running upfield and just chops the hand down. And then the power moves are more used for contain. You don't really see teams use power moves to pass rush. So Sawyer like to do a bull rush because he has small arms, top of your feet, not as explosive. Whereas JTT just looked a bit longer. They would use a stab inside and a forklift to be able to lift up their hand and stay in control, have good extension as a contained player. And inside tackles, mainly love using spin moves. But yeah, after explaining all of that, finally get into some film. I forget what some of these teams are, but Akron, can you go a bit quickly? So here, even though this is a play action, it's 2nd and 24. Like, you're gonna tee off. Like, they're most likely gonna pass the ball. Like, they're not really faking the run, they're still getting kick sets. Now the left tackle here is jump setting, and it gives you like a run action, but because it's not a run, JTT's teeing off, hits him with the double swipe. Yeah, double swipe or side scissors. Small difference, but you call it the same thing, whatever. Turns a corner, chases the QB down. Boom. And you can just see him just get off. Jump set, knocks the hands away right away. Now he's able to turn the corner. I think JTT has some issues with his lower body. Like, he's not super fluid. Like, his hips are kind of fluid, but the way his ankles are, it's kind of hard for him to turn a corner. But pretty good athlete. You just see the opponent, Akron still 3rd and 8 this time. So passing down again. Have both linebackers and downs just lined up. 3 down linemen. And yeah, he's a nice bull rusher. He has some nice power. He knows how to use power. So you have a tight end releasing inside. Plays to run outside of him, and as he's turning around him, gets his hips pointed. The old lineman who's in a square stance, or giving a softer set. Ooh. Battery running low. 1 moment. Okay, I mean, like most of my videos, I just do it off the cuff. No preparation. Okay, so soft set. Shoulders pointed to the sideline. But if you get that, just run through them. You don't even need to mess with them. Just run right through them when you're putting up speed and momentum. Easy play. Now this one's against Western Michigan. I think it's pretty similar. You can just see some of the power. And just a pop. 3rd and 4, so it's a bit of a shorter distance. They can still run the ball. It's not a full passing down, but most likely they're going to pass. Gets off the ball, hands underneath, and you can see him just driving through. Like, he gets that extension. Drive the lineman's way back. Gets him off of his feet, on his toes, heels, just not able just to anchor down. He tries to bait him too. It's funny, just a little trying to get him to work a move, but yeah. And the power's a nice change up. Now versus Marshall. Passing down again. Like crazy. Gets a 3 tech to his side. Aw. Yeah, everyone won here. Yes. Sawyer's whatever. But his favorite move, the chop. It's not really a cross chop. I want to say he's not really trying to do that motion, but he'll chop the arm down, and sometimes he'll get into a club after, or club and rip, or he'll just chop and dip. But here you see issues with him turning the corner. Like, he does fall quite a bit as he's going. Lineman strikes, chops the hand down. But he takes a jab step and then chops. Clubs the outside hand. As he's stepping through, like, look at this bend. He's just not a bendy player. Like, it's hard for him to turn a corner from here. When he tries to do that, he always slips. But it's fine. He's fine enough rushing outside. Alright, Marshall again. Oh, gets him again. Oh. That's tough. I think this one was a quick game. Because he just keeps looking to step and throw, but maybe it's covered or whatever. So the old linemen are going to try to set deep. It's going to be more quick sets. Like, you can see just almost one kick set, and then they're looking to punch. Not really trying to get depth in the pocket. QB just one step and looking. But because they're expecting the ball to come out quickly, both of these dudes just are super heavy in their double punch. Let shoulders turn, knocking down the outside hand, getting a little club in, turn the corner. Yeah. You just can't really turn a corner super fluidly. Michigan State. You can't just give them a soft set. Like, what is this? Where not able to anchor down. Shoulders to the sideline, just giving them open access. Easy. It's just easy money every single time. I think for a rep like this, I didn't count as a win for Sawyer. Just because, like, he's still getting driven upfield. Like, yeah, it might be technically a win based off of tracking data, but he's not getting to the QB necessarily. But yeah, with a lot of Sawyer's wins, it's kind of like it was hard for Sawyer. Like I think I might have gave him more wins I didn't want to. Whereas with JTT, I didn't get that feeling for a lot of his wins. A lot of them were very clear. I like this one. As he's using power, gets good extension, good power. And his hips are pointed towards where he's going with his power. It's a nice violent player. Looks so nice. Iowa. They passed the ball? Crazy. Kind of a bit similar to the last play. It looks like he's trying to use a stab forklift. But he stabs the inside shoulder, and his other hand is just reacting to what's going on. Might have missed, but usually he uses a stab forklift. Also have a tackle holding the guard. He's not really trying to pass rush, just containing. So JTT, stab, misses with the forklift, but just get inside of him. And he's able just to push him back inside, stop his feet. Trying to turn a corner here. He's reaching for the QB, and I think he gets pulled a bit. Like right here, he just gets yanked a little. And he yanks the QB. Yeah, nice play. Let's check in on this dude. Oh, it's Sawyer? That's nice. Like, Sawyer had a pretty nice bull rush for the college game. Because he's short and stumpy. Alright. Oh. Yeah, so this one's funny. In case you haven't watched JTT last season, he did spin a lot. He kind of just spammed it too much. It was a bit annoying. Like, every pass rush trip, it's like, oh, spin inside. But they kind of neutered him this season. I think from the regular season, he only did 9 spins. And in the playoffs, he did hit. It was basically 4 for 4 on spins. I think one spin was more just containing or just to flush the QB out the pocket. Which, you're not really trying to win with the spin, but when he was trying to win with the spin, he was just perfect in the playoffs. Even after his injury. But because he likes to use a chop, this is where you string moves together. And Ohio State, I think there's a clinic that they did where he talks about some of the moves, mainly the side scissors. Is like the most important one that Sawyer spams. But just stringing moves together. Like usually with the power move, outside move, inside move. So for Sawyer, he has a side scissors, he has a bull, which kind of makes it nicely because you do this motion with your hands. So you just get into here and then bull. And he spun too. He didn't really work inside as much or was as effective. But for JTT, he had his chop. He's running outside, chopping your outside hand down. Or he's using a stab forklift, so he's maybe running outside, getting that hand inside your shoulder and just forklifting. Or his spin, where he fakes like he's gonna run outside and chop your hand. So when you hit your double punch, you're gonna think, oh, he's gonna try to chop. Let me grab him outside, and then nope, spins inside. He's spinning on purpose. Like, look at this. He's trying to trip him. He falls. He's just trying to trip him over. You can't do that. That should be a flag. I'm trying to make this video under 30 minutes, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think I counted this one as a win because it's a more play action, getting a drive block. But chops a hand down, just turn a corner. It doesn't look super clean when he's turning the corner. Like, it's a lot of just little wonky movements. It's because he's not the most fluid player, but it's fine. Oh, one of the few times he did this, stab club. It's a big change up. So stab, clubbing his hand down instead of forklifting him. And then just turn a corner. Which is a nice play. What is this? Nebraska? Yeah. Alright, Nebraska, 3rd and 8. Has a tackle his side. Pulls him away, turns a corner. I don't think I counted this one as a win. But yeah, tries to use a chop. And this is part of it, like, yeah, he's affecting the QB, but he's not really going to get there. He's getting driven outside the arc of the pass rush. So, yeah. Yeah, okay. We're trying to use this chop. I don't want to put just pure highlights. Oh, this one. Like, this one's a win. He's getting held here. I don't remember if they called it or not, but it's a chip. Just works inside, just attacking space. Like, sometimes if you just see space, and if this is like a one-on-one, an actual one-on-one they're trying to set up, then you can work inside. Because 97 is a contained player. Kenyatta Jackson, my favorite Ohio State D lineman. But since he's holding the guard, he's just more containing, reading what JTT does. He doesn't go inside, he works outside. But yeah, this is blatant holding. A lot of movements cool. Oh, bumps into Sawyer. That sucks. Alright. Yeah, this one's just... he's not even ready. Like, he's looking at the sideline, making different checks. Ball snap. Oh, snap. Stab. Forklift. Might have been trying to use a chop. But the way his footwork is, taking his jab stab. You can see him try to use a chop, or it looks like he's going to try to use it, but he gets into a stab. Forklifts get underneath, pulls his arm away, and as with his stab hand, pulls him through and rips underneath. That's so mean. Alright. Good play. Indiana, I believe. Yeah, I just like putting funny plays, like just pancakes the old lineman with this spin. I don't know what he's doing. Like, the chop works when you're working more vertical. I mean, the spin works when you're faking the chop and working more vertical. Here, he's like heading in front of him, like he's just hitting it just to hit it. It's the old JTT. Alright, the playoffs now. When he's healthy. Oh yeah, I usually include this quite a bit. Just him just crashing down the line. Oregon game. So this game was very interesting. He usually plays over the left tackle. I might have mixed up left and right DN earlier, which happens. I can't tell my left and right apart. But usually on the right side, plays over the left tackle. Like, he's containing here. It's what, early down? Oh no, 3rd and 6. Their game plan was a bit more based on condensing the pocket. So because Gabriel's a short QB, they try to they either pinch the pocket or had a 3-man rush where they're just trying to crush the pocket, have a spy, a rat, who was Caleb Downs usually. And they're just trying to muddy the middle of the field. And you can see just Gabriel just not being able to handle it. So they would just crash down or condense the pocket and then start to work outside once he's feeling the pressure and has to move around to make something happen. But here he's containing, stab, forklift. Look at him just drive him up. I believe that's Connerly. Some people's OT1. He's not trying to kill him here, he's just trying to contain with power. And yeah. Yeah. This one, kind of similar, just contain with power. He anchors down. So if he's kind of just shifting his weight back, best way to beat him is outside. He feels it, grabs his forklifted hand, and just basically works a club and rip underneath. Turns a corner, boom, gets a hand on it. This is a nice play. Oh, okay, so in this sequence, so they're up 41-21. Like, Johnny Cornelius is their worst tackle, and at this point in the game, they're just like, alright, JTT, just tee off. They put him against them, like, so often towards the end. They're actively setting up this matchup, so we're gonna see him work 3 different moves. This is all back-to-back. So the first one, wider alignment, gets off the ball, boom, just bull rushes him. Yeah. He's just killing this dude. Like, I think he's trying to forklift him too. Yeah, he kind of is trying to forklift him here. But, good play. Beats him. 2nd and 10. He's trying to use a side stage. It's not his game. I don't know why he's trying to use it. He's trying to steal Jack Sawyer's beats. But, expecting, alright, he's running too vertical here. Like, if you're gonna use the double swipe, like, at least aim a bit towards him. That way he double punches earlier. Because he doesn't even really punch him, he just fakes his hands. He hits the double swipe. And the way his hips are, pointed way too far upfield. So he just gets driven a bit upfield. Rush stop, killed, boom. It's like, okay, so he went through him, tried to go outside, couldn't. But what's next? Bang! Crushes him. Yeah. Yeah. Loves his chop. So he gets a bit, but here you see him angling towards him a bit more. Versus just running like straight upfield. So now as he's running towards him, he's gonna fake his chop, which he actually throws down his chop, so Cornelius gets his punch in, and he's gonna get ready to drive him upfield. He's working outside, like you want to drive him upfield. He steps down to try to drive him upfield, but then he hits him with a spin. You're weak inside, and you lose your inside leg. Like here, you have your inside leg. It's like, oh, he's gonna work vertical. Boom, lose your inside leg. Get killed. And Gabriel gets his like 10th concussion of the game. Then the Texas game. Now this was after his injury. This is later in the game. Ankles all taped up and stuff. This is what? 3rd and 6? Yeah. It's a close game. So in the red zone, like, yeah, they had Sawyer in his normal side, but it's because they cared more about run defense. So you had, you know, JTT here, and then 3-tech Sawyer. Yeah, like they wanted them over the strong side in the end zone. But when it's like, alright, middle of the field, 3rd and long, need a pass rush going, 3-man, and both backers walked up. What are you gonna do, JTT? Boom. Yeah. Like, look at the power. He's a nice power rusher. So nice. Just heads into it. Just gets underneath them. Sheesh. Good play. And that's when he's hurt too. And another Dame game. Let's watch this one. This is like a week after his injury. This one's pretty nice. He's just containing here. 2nd and 5. Yeah. Bit of a neutral situation. They do a lot of QB runs. A lot of funky stuff. Has a 3-tech his side. Gets into a stab forklift. You can see him forklifting him up. But once he feels like, okay, I'm at QB depth, and I can't really work outside, he's anchoring down, can't really push him back. Let me work inside. And get a sack. Use JTT. Alright. Love this plan. but it's sad. Oh, he gets out. And they don't even call it. I'm so mad about that. But this is a legit hold. He kills his tackle. Fixes chop. Same thing. Fixes chop. He has a weak inside foot. Spin. Dude, he's getting held right here. Like, he's legit just walking the dog. So unfair. Leonard feels it too. That now he's beating this. But yeah. Interesting watch. How far did I make it? Ooh, 30 minutes exactly. I'm a yapper. That happens, but for the most part, nice player. I like him. Good run defender, nice power rusher, could be a role player. And it sucks I didn't really use him on loops and or use him on stunts a good amount, because he's a pretty nice mover for it. Like, he can do it better than the other edge, but wasn't asked to do it as much, which kind of sucked. He's just a player that I think the reason why they didn't give him as much 101s was because they wanted him on the strong side of formations more and to play over teams' left tackles. That's because he's so good at setting the edge, and he's just able just to play gap in the half better. But it kind of just hurt him in terms of stats because he wasn't getting as much 101s. He wasn't getting more opportunities to tee off, especially on earlier downs, since he didn't have a 3 tech to his side, so he had to contain a lot more and just push the pocket and stuff like that. So kind of was a shame, really. Wish they just let him tee off even more, but I get it though. I mean, it makes sense for that team and all that stuff. But nice little player. For a grade, I guess day 2 type grade. Like, I think he could become a nice starting player and just a useful backup, which well, most day 2 guys, or the good day 2 guys, end up being. Just a nice starter, like, cool. Yeah, nice player. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Peace.